welcome to CSUF News. I'm Roxana Ramos.
And I'm Marissa Lead.
California continues to be in a drought, and many cities across the state have been suffering not only from the lack of water, but from the increased fire safety concerns that it leads to.
Just a few weeks ago, La Cañada Flint Ridge had a brush fire that swept across the hillside. Our reporter Vince Adamson went there to see how the city has been affected.
Hi, I'm Vince Adamson with CSUF News. I'm here today in the town of La Cañada Flint Ridge, where recent water and drought shortages that have not only plagued the state and has also plagued the small city. Behind me, this hillside took fire 3 weeks ago. It's surrounded by a YMCA and a local Mormon church. Many residents felt the full effect of the fire, and were in danger of losing their homes. I'll be interviewing a resident that almost lost her home right after this.
Well, I had just gotten back from Arizona a few hours before that, long, exhausting trip, and I was so tired and just wanted to go to bed, which is what I did. And I was in bed, and all of a sudden I heard all of these fire trucks coming up the street. At least what I thought sounded like fire trucks. And we've had some problems with our neighbors in the past, and so I thought maybe they were here again for our neighbors, but they just kept getting louder, and it sounded like a whole bunch of them. So my husband looked through the window and said, "Oh my gosh, there's like 6 trucks all lined up."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh my gosh, I wonder what's going on." We looked out here, and all you could see was this orange glow.
Oh, wow.
And beyond the fence right there, it's still our yard, but it goes down to the freeway. So we thought that the fire was on the freeway coming up.
Yeah, so I got home from work early, and I decided to go on a jog. It was nighttime, and I just, I was running around. Probably about 10 minutes into the jog, I started smelling smoke. And sure enough, I looked up on the hillside, and I saw some flames. And I was going to call 911.
Local fire officials have yet to determine the source of the fire that took place here 3 weeks ago. And with the fire taking place here so early in the season, it only leaves room to speculate about what's to come for the future. I'm Vince Adamson for CSUF News, signing off.
Thank you, Vince. We're glad there wasn't any more damage. Things certainly could have been much worse.
Luckily, cities like Newport Beach are taking measures to help conserve water. That way we can try to keep things from getting worse. We sent Nicole Pennicity to Newport to see how citizens are helping cut down their water use.
As all of California is being pushed to conserve water, the city of Newport Beach has taken an approach likely to convince its residents to cut back on their water usage. In January of 2015, California Governor Jerry Brown declared a drought state of emergency, and after 2015 broke records as the state's warmest year, the actions to save water persist today. Newport Beach implemented restrictions where each household must reduce their water usage by 25% when compared to their same billing period in 2013. If they fail to comply, they are fined. Altavia Fay recently moved from Italy to Newport Beach and explains adjusting to these different water policies.
For me, it's been quite hard to adapt about this new policy because since I'm Italian, I wasn't used to it at all. We never suffer from this kind of problems over there. I never waste water because they always taught me not to waste it, but still, like over here, it's a little harder, and you really need to look after what you're doing and what you're doing with the water and everything. It's good that everybody is aware of it so they can do actually something, but then I feel like policy cannot actually control what people do, so it's important that people get the message.
Tori Callerude, a college student at Chapman University, recently moved to Newport Beach and explains how she feels on the restrictions.
I think that it's a good idea because it does show how serious we all need to be about conserving water. But on the other hand, I don't think everyone is really going to pay attention to the fines. Specifically for us, since we're college students, we have to be really careful about how much water we use because we can't afford those fines. But for other people, it might not be a big deal to pay those fines.
Restrictions on Newport Beach's water usage have been loosened since first implemented. The city continues to enforce rules in order to conserve water and hopefully make a positive difference in California's water crisis. From Newport Beach, California, Nicole Pennicity, CALM 202 News.
It's good to know things are being done around the state to help conserve water.
Hey Roxana, are you planning on voting in this election this year?
I am, but I know a lot of people who aren't.
Well, ASI Lobby Corps is trying to fix that by bolstering voter registration on campus. Sarah El Mahmood went to find out more about the issue.
As the 2016 election day gets closer every day, Cal State Fullerton pushes for voter registration among students. Throughout September and October, Cal State Fullerton has been hosting a variety of campus events to promote students to vote on November 8th. Kate Bannon is the events coordinator for ASI Lobby Corps.
Some of the feedback I think is really positive. I think others aren't really so sure about whether or not they want to vote or not. But I think overall, we're pretty much giving the students as much information as they can. And once they learn some new things, then they're pretty happy to have that info. So I think it's just mostly about educating them.
Traditionally, voters aged 18 to 25 have the lowest voter turnout, according to CNBC.
Our candidates are widely disliked by a lot of people, but I think there's still other important things that we can vote on, so I'm still excited to vote. In order to have a voice and to make sure democracy is actually active in this nation, then we do need to go out and vote. And in order to do so, then we have to all show up at the polls and actually make a difference. Me and my roommate actually made a box and put voter registration forms in our active room in order to get people on our floor registered to vote.
With over 40,000 students at Cal State Fullerton, stronger voter registration could allow the voices of the community to be more impactful. This is Sarah Al-Mahmood for CSUF News.
Even if the presidential election this year is divisive, we at CSUF News encourage everyone to go out and vote and have your voices be heard by voting for the presidential, local propositions, and all the ballot propositions in California.
Moving from national to more local concerns, Kai Vibar, one of our Campus B reporters, is here with an update on the construction of the Titan Student Union. Thanks for joining us in the studio today, Kai.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So what's the progress on the TSU expansion then?
Well, the expansion is actually having a soft open now, with a grand opening coming soon. Melissa Vega went to the TSU to take a look at what's new and talk with the students about the expansion.
After being closed down for about a year, the grand opening of the TSU is finally here. Students are excited as they gather around for the soft opening.
The grand opening is on October 20th, and I know that there will be the board of directors coming out, and they will just talk about the expansion and the future of the TSU, and also there will be free food and prizes for the students.
This new expansion began last year in May 2015. Although the project was estimated to be finished during the spring of 2017, it is here sooner than expected.
I know on the lower level there'll be a Starbucks that'll open maybe next semester, and for the most part it's just a lot of open study spaces because that's what usually comes in for students for the TSUs, that they just want to study, they just need a place to hang out in between classes. So that's really what is offered here in the expansion.
During the soft opening, students got an exclusive inside look of the TSU.
I love the architect of it. The building is very modern, you know. Just a really nice building compared to the old TSU. I liked it. I hung out there often, but this one's just more modern, more comfortable, more seating.
I used to hang out here my freshman year, and ever since it kind of closed down for construction, I was really bummed out because all my friends used to hang out here. So we had to go find a different spot, but now that it's gonna start opening up again, the spots look really cool. There's a lot more spaces and the seats seem to be really comfortable.
So mark your calendars because the grand opening of the TSU is on October 20th. Don't miss out. I'm Melissa Vega reporting for CSUF News.
It looks pretty great, doesn't it, ladies?
Definitely. I'll have to make sure I'm at the opening.
Well, that's all the time we have today, Titans. From everyone here at CSUF News, I'm Roxana Ramos.
And I'm Marissa Olid.
And I'm Kai Vibar.
Thanks for tuning in.
Let's talk! So, you know what?